Boop. Alright, hello folks. Welcome to Balc Cast with me, Zesty, Mickey / Teals, and then Jason / J Falls. And today, we're going to talk about Salty Quans.
Yes.
And we'll be talking about rules, which apparently the East Coast loves, I've been told. But first,
they go crazy on those rule threads. If you look at it's either shit posts or rules, shit involving rules. That's when the New York, New Jersey scene really comes out. You know, they really
half of New York, New Jersey come out whenever it's rule set. Like Boyko, you got Kunai. You got
Arrow
Atlas.
loves talking about rules.
You got Atlas also coming out. And then when it comes to the memeing post, it's Long Island, Young Matt, Wax Money. Those guys come on out.
Yeah. East Coast has it all.
They have the good Smash players. They have their memers. They have their...
a well-rounded scene, as we'll talk about later.
Boyko. All right.
Boyko.
All right, anyways.
So anyway, our starting question is going to be, what was the most historic set of the summer? Since we've pretty officially entered the fall season, I guess I'll kick it off by just dibsing the fact that, Malachi versus Thunders, which basically was, one of the things to kick off the summer, was, kind of the bigger Balc. And then that was, the first time they had played. And it was also under...
Oh, yeah, bigger Balc still considered summer.
Super jank conditions. Because it was, winters around 2 or 3 or some shit. So, I think that's... And that set's actually amazing to watch. It's so hype. And then on top of it all, the cherry on the cake is that it's Quanther's commentary.
Quanther's commentary.
Yo.
Let's go.
So, yeah, definitely putting my money on Thunder's guy.
Chic frame one jab. Gunther's laying down the law.
Oh, yeah, and it spawned Reddit drama, as Quanthers do.
Yes.
Of course.
Alright, but yeah.
Yeah, because that also kicked off, Malachi created history first by, beating Thunders, and then also putting Thunders in that loser's bracket to, eventually make the run. Holy moly.
That was so nutty.
Yeah. Mickey, you got one?
I'm gonna take it off from the same tournament, Bigger Balc, and I would say...
the bias!
Versus Sosa.
Oh!
That's basically the start of Fuzz's, huge rise.
Because he 3-1 Sosa that
time. He won Sosa, and then he ended up going to beat Switch. He beat Gallo. He beat the Doctor that tournament. He beat so many people. And then again at LTC, he beat Switch again. I know he lost a DVD, and he lost a Twisty.
He ended up getting 4th at that tournament.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, sometimes you have those one and dones, but Fuzz at least got 2 really good results, and is also still a dominant force in Texas. So
yes,
I do think that him beating Sosa and just the entire idea of the bigger Balc, his bracket was super good, and he's been able to keep the pace up, which was super nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think on top of that too, Texas is basically really just known for DFW players for the most part, and it's cool that he's Houston, kind of showing off more of the Texas talent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm going to snag one that happened all the way at the end, which is Tech Boy versus Thunders.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Definitely, dude.
Uh-huh.
That set was so, it was it made me remember how busted people used to think PM was. It's been a while.
It's taking us back.
It's been a while since people are all this is literally the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And it's Jesus Christ, people said that when they first saw Fresh, but then people started to kind of understand Fresh's play, and now Tech Boy clearly he cleanly destroyed Thunders.
It was really fast. It was one of the fastest sets I've ever seen.
2 of those games, 2 of the 3 games in Grand Finals were under 2 minutes. The whole set was
8 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm yo, what? This is. Excuse me?
Who does that to Thunders?
Yeah.
It's a best of 5, 8-minute set with Thunders in it, and Thunders doesn't win.
Yeah, he gets so destroyed.
What?
Yeah, so there was a lot of good Smash this summer.
Alright. But yeah, so I guess we're gonna kick it off and go into Salty Juans. Yeah, so let's talk about it.
This is looking to be a pretty dope tournament.
Oh yeah, it is this weekend. October 14th and 15th is
Sure.
this weekend.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, if I scroll down, it'll tell me 14 to 15.
Which makes it very important for us to post this before.
Yeah, I'll
Salty
post
Wands.
it. Well, I guess maybe not tonight.
I think it has to be tonight.
But your internet's not doing anything.
That's true. It has to be tonight. People can watch it on their way to Salty Wands.
For sure. But yeah, so if anything, we can start reviewing because this has PM, this has Melee, and it has Smash 4, right?
Yes.
And it's looking like PM already has over 100 entrants.
It does. Already, this is where it's
crispy.
capped at.
JK.
Wait, it's capped at 100?
Well,
Oh,
registration's
right.
closed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
People
Actually,
at the door, who knows?
I saw that it was at 108 yesterday.
Oh, yeah, so you never know when they're going to add people, Mickey.
Yeah, wait a second.
We're not going to see huge like it's basically be around 109.
I swear to God, Mickey, if that number is 135 plus tomorrow when I'm looking at the bracket, I'm going to
You know
say...
what? I'll take the hit for that. I will.
All right.
But yeah, the talent is looking fierce. Thunders, Flip, Blank, South, Filthy, Bagel, Sosa, Luck, Loyal, Fuzz, Aki, Junebug, Jose B, Kais, Teals, Chevy.
Why is Sosa so low?
I just went by literally a random order. But, yeah.
That's a lot of people.
You thought before Sosa.
I don't know. I just took the waves. You know what I mean? I did a lot of copy pasting, Mickey. Don't read too much into this list. I put Thunders at the top because he's in pool A1, all right? And then Sosa's in pool C2 or something. I don't know.
Fair enough.
All right. But yeah, it's really interesting to see because if Balc's Palace kind of showed a lot of the. I thought that was a Southwest regional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sure.
We didn't have Washington come out, so the Pacific Northwest was absent. And we didn't have anybody. Well, we did have South from the Midwest, but no one else showed up.
Everything else was
Zone.
Southwest.
Oh, yeah.
Blue Zone, yes.
That was super
Randomly.
We just happened to be in Vegas that weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, this tournament is cooler because it's bringing out Fuzz in addition to Luck. Luck was kind of the only DFW guy that came out to Balc's Palace, which
Along with Arsenal's in Troy.
Yeah, that's true. And then we also have Kais and Flip coming out from...
That's going to be sick.
Yeah,
Oh,
from
yeah.
Connecticut.
And Flip has had at least 2 chances to go at Thunders, maybe 3 over the summer.
He's had a lot of chances.
So we'll see if he can either make it or break it this time.
The main thing is Flip does have a broken index finger in his left hand.
That sounds horrible. He's gonna play?
He's gonna
He's playing like this. His finger's sticking out.
Why did he break his finger?
I don't know how he injured his finger.
Dude, snake main privilege. You don't even need it.
I'm just trying to think what you do with the finger. I don't know, just pull it, you pluck a grenade and you just mash L so hard that you break your
I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume it wasn't playing Smash that broke his
I think
index
that's a
finger.
safe assumption.
That would be really intense.
Damn it!
I'm just imagining, dude. It's you really have to get that frame perfect, grenade pull.
Alright, but yeah, so going over the history of Salty Juans, I guess Salty Juans 1 is just off the...
I couldn't find it on either Challenge or Smash GG, and I forgot to ask. So,
Wow. Well, that's pretty cool.
yeah, but if you
We're
look
gonna
at...
assume it had at least, 10 people.
At least 10.
Yeah, but Salty Wands 2 was, I think that there wasn't too much of, as far as, people traveling to it. Because what you have here is you have, AZ pretty much traveled to New Mexico. Light is I don't know what rank he is in New Mexico right now. I'm not sure. He's from New Mexico.
AZ travel, but the only 2 AZ guys I recognize are Meds and Axe.
They might have been there just for Melee then. Which might make sense if Salty Wands didn't have PM at the first one. I don't want to spread misinformation, so I'm not gonna sound really.
We're just gonna
confident
throw
going
out a
through
bunch of different scenarios that could be true.
Yeah, Light's number 2 in PM in New Mexico currently.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. It's nice. I actually think that maybe Silly Kyle might have gone to Salty Wands 1. I remember this is one of those. Salty Wands is one of those tournaments I remember from way back when, but don't remember any of the details and couldn't find the bracket. It's crazy to think that nowadays everyone's tournaments are on Smash GG, if it's a big one. But back then, it was just a crapshoot. Everything was challenge for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, hope you can find it. Maybe you'll find a Facebook page, but if you're going way back, you won't even have that.
No.
And then obviously Celtic Wands 3 was last year. Mickey and I both went to that. And that was...
what a tournament.
Oh my god. I actually keep forgetting. That was the time that...
It's been a year, Courtney.
It's been a year since you got
been a year.
arrested. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
They
Since-
let you back out.
That was the tournament where Mickey...
Yes. That was the
Yeah,
tournament.
it was right next to... What was the town called?
Flagstaff.
Flagstaff.
What was the story? I like hearing the story.
Alright, so we're basically driving down to New Mexico. We're driving through AZ, and I get behind a truck. I'm like, okay, whatever. I was about to pass him, and then another car just comes behind me. He's like getting on my tail. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, whatever. Again. So I got tired of waiting behind the truck. Like, okay, I'm going to try to pass him. Try to pass him. The moment I try to pass him, sirens go on. And I
So
start
you overtook a police car?
What?
Wait, what do you mean?
No, there's a semi in front of me. I was trying to
Oh.
pass the semi in front of me. And then the cop pulls me over.
Man.
Like, what the fuck? Okay. So it pulls up, and then he goes, walks up to the car, he's like, sir, do you know why I pulled you over? He's like, I don't know, speeding? He's like, yeah, that's correct. Congratulations.
And then you got off for correctly guessing it.
And then he asked me, he's like, do you know how fast you were going? And then I proceeded to reply with, I don't know, does it matter? It's not my proudest moment.
Meanwhile,
Also,
Courtney's in-
meanwhile,
I'm in
he
the
asked,
shotgun seat. He's on my side. So
yeah,
I'm just
because
like,
the cop isn't gonna come up on the highway side.
yeah. So I'm just kind of in between this, and I'm like, sir, I don't know this man.
And then, to my surprise, he asked me to get out the car right after that.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh my God.
so I put my hands on the hood.
You put your hands on the hood? You mean
No.
you put your hands on the hood?
No, like I get out and I'm just trying to show him my hands. I don't want to make sure he doesn't think I'm doing anything funny.
This is shoot.
And then
Mickey.
he's like, come on to the other side of the car. I'm like, okay, I'm coming over here. And then he asked me again, do you know how fast you're going? He's like, I don't know. I mean, I was like, you're going 97. And I was like, yikes.
Yikes.
And then he's like, do you think this is funny? I'm like, no, this is serious. Like, absolutely not. And he's like, turn around, put your hands behind your back. I'm like, oh, god damn it. So I turn around, he handcuffs me, puts me in the back of his car, and then we drive off.
What is happening with the rest of you?
We're all just kind of like, we're all watching from the back, and I'm like low-key sticking my head up the shotgun seat, and I'm like, he's in the car, and we're all like, oh my god, because it's me, Adrian, and
Chris, and Alex.
Chris, yeah. And
It was Chris's car.
Oh yeah.
The Groove Mobile?
The group, yeah, whatever. But
Whatever.
anyway, we're all just like, what the fuck? And then he drives over, and we're like, oh, they took Mickey. But anyway, yeah, no, that was I can't believe it was a year ago. And actually, the other thing I'm thinking of is that was also the tournament where you beat Luck.
Yes.
This
I
is
beat
like
Lucky
kind of
Poppers.
one of your breakout tournaments, at least.
The
out of
breakout
the region.
tournament after I get arrested. It's like,
Yeah.
we were talking on the way, it's like, dude, Mickey, it'd be so funny if you just, like, won this tournament after you get, like, this. I also got a ticket, like a $200 ticket. So it'd be so funny. You just win this tournament and be able to pay off your parking ticket.
Oh, yeah.
Did you wear the seen some shit cracked mask meta knight?
Yes, I did.
You did?
And I had my hood up the entire time, all
Yeah,
weekend long.
in the
That's
pictures.
so dumb and funny.
Exactly.
I'm just imagining being in your round robin pool and I'm all like, holy fuck, this guy just got out of jail.
Yeah, but anyway, this tournament basically just had, I think did it also have over 100 people on it?
Yes, it did.
It had 111, yeah. And I remember this one, Thunder's Sosa was a pretty hype set as well.
That was really
Yes.
It was cool to see Arizona. They had Blue and Bagels.
Like, during that time, Sosa and Thunders were, like, trading sets back and forth so much.
They actually traded sets in this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, they did it at Clutch. They did it here. I think they did it at Big Balc as well. No, not Big Balc. They didn't play there.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, like, in recent history, and I feel like Sosa and Thunders actually haven't played that much in a while.
No, they have not played.
They, like,
each
just
other.
haven't met.
Big
in
Balc
tournament.
was the last time they played, and Thunders 3-0.
Yeah, Thunders. cleaned it up. But anyway, back to Salty Juan's 4. Do we want to go over the brackets? Like, what do we want to?
I think that I like looking at pools just to see like
what's happening. What's to watch?
So the format for this tournament, I believe, is there are 16 pools, and top 3 make it out.
Top two make it out. Round robin.
Right. So each pool is about 6 players, 6 to 7 players big. So only the top 2 are going to be getting out, which means that like we're in that crazy realm of 3-way ties can determine whether or not you like make it out of the pool.
Good luck,
Well,
kids.
to be fair, 3-way ties can like always happen, but like,
This is 3-way ties for first seed.
Yeah, that is true.
The person who gets first seed has the exact same record as the person who doesn't make it out of the pool. That's that's the difference.
Yeah. Like the difference between like when it happens like with top 2 make it out and top 3 make it out. Top 2 make it out are really good players could get fucked out of those tiebreakers. Top 3 make it out, and the good player still doesn't make it out. It's like, okay, that was your fault. You definitely dropped the bomb there.
Yeah.
But anyway, pools.
Pools.
Yeah, we obviously have Thunders. Cutlet is Arizona guy. Who does he play again? I forget.
Wario.
Probably a lot of Warriors in this bracket. And then White Lightning, that sounds...
Zelda.
Yeah, familiar. Oh, and then Adrian?
Adrian?
Is he gonna win? Oh my god, what if he beats Thunder?
I feel like this isn't the first time Adrian has been put in Thunder's pool. For some reason, I just like have this image of Adrian getting destroyed by Thunders.
I want him to make the upset.
Yeah, he could.
And then we have Flip and... Oh, Hungry Grab. So yeah, that's our Pacific.
Yeah, used to be
Northwest.
Ganondorf main, now he plays Snake.
He plays Snake?
From
Oh,
what
yeah.
from what I remember.
I think that his...
He plays Ganon in dubs.
Yeah. I remember that he changed his tag to like Vapor Snake or something weird for one of the PRs, and I was like, who's that guy? And I was like, oh, it's Hungry Headcrab. Yeah. So...
Yeah, this pool's kind of cool, because it also has Finger Straps, who's just a homie from Arizona, Tito.
Link player.
And you got Colorado's Fizz and L2K.
I don't know who that Fizz is.
Sounds familiar, but I don't know either. But
It's
they're
Fizz Khalifa is what
unseeded-
I know. Who's the
Yeah.
New Mexico player? I don't know.
I was gonna
Colorado
say,
Fizz.
I was like, I don't think that's Colorado. But yeah, they're not like seeded to make it out probably, so it's
Yeah. Then we
they're
got
probably just homies.
blank Nate Senpai.
Nate Senpai's the 2nd seed. I'm surprised about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, top 16 players in this tournament are all pretty.
They're
good.
all super stacked, yeah.
Mm.
And then it'll feed into a top 32 bracket for day 2.
Dang, Ben's a 4th seed.
Ben? Oh, Quan's going? I didn't even know. Oh, we're gonna hang out.
We're gonna hang out.
Yeah. So Quandiferous being
I can
fourth
definitely see
seed
Ben
in
making
A5.
it out of that pool.
Dude, actually, this is kind of cool because as far as I know, this is really the first time Quan is going to an out-of-region
That is
event.
right.
He was supposed to go to Rewired, but he didn't.
Yeah, it was like basically that. This is like, oh wait, Rewired?
He went to.
He was supposed to go to that? I
I
thought
don't know.
he was
Did he
supposed
go to
to go
Balc's
to.
Palace?
No, he was supposed to go to Cyberzone 100. I thought.
He was supposed to go to some AZ tournament.
Okay, it's not like
And then
Cyberzone
he-
had a lot of out of region.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I thought he was referencing.
Yeah. But in any case, yes, this is Quandiferous's first debut, I guess.
And wait, whose pool is he?
Casino
Quan?
Wolf and Filthy Casual.
I could definitely see him making it out.
I can see Filthy Casual beating. I can see Casino Wolf beating Filthy Casual just because of Fuzz switch. I don't know, like maybe.
And I could see Quan beating Filthy as well.
Really?
Mainly
Dude,
because I don't know how
that'd be
much.
so
I don't know how
sick.
much Luigi practice Filthy gets.
Filthy shoots a lot of lasers. Lasers like really stuff Luigi's movement, but Luigi does hit like really
hard.
Really hard. We'll see.
And Ben's really good at edge going spaces.
So another pool, I Love Bagels missed. It's interesting to see some of these Colorado guys coming out because they've actually all been pretty much retired.
like both Mist and Messi and Arcana are all been retired, and they're all coming to this tournament.
That's like super
Well,
cool.
that's cool because like we met them all a year ago at
Oh.
Salty Juan's. Which is a separate story, which we're not even going
The two little
to get into. It's
One.
not worth our time.
Both of them are like part of the reason why I got so far in bracket because both of them were in my path, and they both DQ'd.
Yo, dude, I DQ myself too.
Yeah, if I heard the story.
Yeah.
And then let's see what else. We got Soth. That's pretty dope. And he's gonna be fine. He's got what is that?
Bad
Wolf.
Wolf from Colorado.
Nice.
I think
that?
it's Falco.
I should bring up the Colorado PR. Because, like, the Colorado guys, I think they came to Biggerback, but otherwise they don't necessarily travel a lot. They didn't go out to Balc's Palace for the most part. Let's see here. Who do we got on our homies list?
Bad Wolf.
Oh, he's number 4 with Ike.
Who plays Ike? Huh.
Yep. And then I guess
Completely off with my Falco pick.
Yeah, and this is updated in October, so
Yeah, it was a couple days ago.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, you got BB. Oh my, they have 3 Ikes on this PR.
And that doesn't even count Just.
Yeah,
Who, like,
Just is another Ike.
who was recently retired.
He was
and
like
has
the
been
best
number 1.
Ike, probably. I don't know. Maybe BB's really good, but
Yeah. All right, let's just go on to other pools because all of this will be answered in a couple days. How these people do, but it's interesting to kind of see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Scroll up to pool wave B. We got Sosa Fizz Khalifa. I feel like that's something
That seems pretty straightforward.
yeah, Sosa's not
Like Sosa
has
destroyed Flip a couple times.
Yeah, so
I know one off the top of my head. I'm not sure if they actually played a second time.
Then we got Luck and Yink. Yink actually did really well at Balc's Palace.
Oh, yeah,
did
he
bagels.
upsetted. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and did Luck ended up beating Filthy Casual or lost? I forgot how that set went.
Lost.
He lost? Okay.
Yes.
No, I think Luck was the one that sent Filthy to losers.
I do
thought
remember
they-
that there was that sick Giphy on Wario.
Let me.
Yes.
Oh, you're right. Maybe I have it backwards. I remember Filthy beating someone
And then
that I didn't expect
Aeon
him to
beat
beat.
Filthy and losers.
God.
That sounds right.
But yeah, I don't know. Like Luck definitely got 5th at that tournament, I believe.
Yeah.
It's down there in the middle.
Yeah, you guys keep talking.
Yeah. So I don't know. They both like have been like doing super well. I don't know Luck's in-region results since because I know Texas has been super active recently. But yeah, that'll be an interesting.
Oh yeah, Luck
set
did
to
beat
watch
him
out.
3-1.
Yes. So he's taken a set off of Filthy recently. So I don't know. Luck I think is I don't know. It would be cool to see Luck and Fuzz both do well at the tournament.
I'm
Just
not
to-
sure how Luck does against Snake. Like, he used to play against Azer quite a bit, but, like, because I'm subscribed to the T-Log channel, I haven't seen, like, Azer appear
in a while.
in a long time. So I'm not sure when the last time he's actually played against Snake, or, like, how he plays that matchup, how comfortable he is with it.
Oh, interesting. Calm Master versus Dadpool. Dadpool having unlimited Luigi matchup knowledge.
He's, like, super confident in that matchup. He doesn't think
Yeah,
he'll lose that
being with
matchup
I
to anyone
Love
besides
Bagels.
Bagels.
Did you see there was like this really funny thumbnail that someone mocked up for the AZPM? So like they do thumbnails for each of their whatevers, and it's like losers finals, like Cyberzone Annie, Dadpool versus I Love Bagels forever. Every Cyberzone every week forever, and it was just like the funniest picture I've ever seen. That's like what their scene is, and Dadpool is the kind of nerd that knows exactly what his record against like I Love Bagels is, and it's like, what's your record? And Dadpool's like, I don't know, I think I'm a little down, but it might be even, like 37-42 or something like that.
Yeah, roughly.
I feel like he's just throwing out random numbers. There's no way.
I don't know.
Nah, dude,
He's-
I would
he's
if
throwing out random
I found out that Dadpool knew exactly the set count between him and like Bagels, I'd be like,
That makes sense.
that sounds about right.
You're both going this year, so like you'll be able to ask him
Dude,
yourself.
I will ask him.
Yeah, please
I'll
ask
ask him his
Dadpool.
set count against.
I've asked him
Bagels.
before, and he said, I don't know.
I remember there was a post that he made that he like.
No, there was a
said
post. That's why I asked him. It was like, oh, what's your set count between you two now? Because I knew he made that post earlier.
Yeah. I asked him at Balc's Palace and he knew. So he's been updating the spreadsheet.
In his mind.
Yeah. Okay, so next we got Fuzz versus Messi. This is the Colorado Messi, not the Hitbox Messi. So or
Snake
or
player,
I mean
that's-
Smashcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a Snake player.
Beat Jose last year.
Yes.
And he was also one of the retired Colorado players who's coming back at this tournament.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Colorado does. Like, I wonder if they're coming in rusty or if they're just like have been like secretly like.
Dude,
Smash
what if
It's like
Colorado?
they haven't touched the game until they get to Salty Wands.
Yeah.
What if they like somehow like upset all their pools and then like take top 8 at the tournament?
Dude,
Would
Let's-
that not
let's
be
go,
Would that
Colorado.
not be like the craziest shit you've ever even heard of?
I'm like Colorado. What? Yeah.
That'd be sick.
All right.
Okay.
Then we got Aki Cloudburst. I think that's an interesting matchup.
That's going to be an interesting match. Yeah.
Anything involving Cloudburst is going to be an interesting matchup. His like Squirtle play is like super.
Well, like, I don't think Aki has any Squirtle. Well, no. Because he used to be like heavy in the Midwest tournaments. He's probably played against Dirt Boy quite a bit.
Yeah.
So never mind. Aki does have
He's probably.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't.
experience from what I would
I
think.
feel like he probably gets beat by Dirt Boy, but at least he would have the experience.
The only time
It's been a while since he's played Dirt Boy, from
like,
what I can remember.
You know, Cloudburst obviously has Nest practice too.
Yeah, with like Nate Senpai.
Yeah, I don't know how similar in playstyle him and Aki are.
Yeah, Aki is definitely a better playstyle.
I mean,
I will say. He's one of the 5 Ness Horsemains of the Apocalypse or whatever. Like
out of the millions that exist.
Yeah. To be the top of that? I don't know. All right, so let's talk about some other Ness mains because I know that Jose V's pool is coming up in Wave C. Jose V and Monk Monk famously beating Gunthers and then DQing himself out of his pool at Balc's Palace. So
That's
we don't
good.
really
Like a champ.
Yes. So we won't know. I don't know. Like Jose V's probably gonna beat Monk, who's a Ganon player from Colorado, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I thought he was from somewhere else. I always get him confused with Kuda, the Ganon from Kansas. Yeah. But he's from Colorado.
He's got Junebug and Dumb Shiny and C1.
Dude,
Let's go, Manny!
Let's go, Manny!
I think that I don't know. Junebug just did super well at Big House 7, which
Yeah,
like it makes me think that like the better he gets at melee, the worse he'll do at PM.
That's so tragic.
He just falls more into darkness, into PMs.
I don't know.
Why do I keep playing this game?
He just transitions into like one of those melee guys. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Junebug is like definitely like he's still super good. He's like taken top 8 at multiple.
He got top 8 at the last PM National he entered, which was Supernova.
Mm-hmm.
He got 5th.
And I think he also got just out of top 8 at Smash and Splash. I think he got 9th or 13th or something.
I don't remember.
He lost the pooch.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
pooch.
he lost the pooch. So it couldn't have been that high.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was in pools.
But yeah, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how Junebug does and he stacks up. Just because he's always a good metric of like, are we doing good? Are
How's
people
the overall PM talent really doing?
Yeah. Can we leave him in the dust, or is he still like able to like hang on? So we'll find out. Kais versus Arcana is going to be very interesting. Arcana being the Zero Suit Samus main from Colorado, famous for beating Mewtwo King at some tournament.
Long ago.
I forgot what it was, but yeah.
But Kais, I'm pretty sure he's played Aiden quite a bit.
That could be true. Yeah. So Kais, the lonely Zard, perched at the top of
Zard Mountain.
yeah, exactly. Then we got Teals versus Light. Mickey's over here. What do you think?
What are you thinking, Mickey?
He's gonna try to lay me out super hard.
Who does Light play?
Peach.
Peach? Oh.
He's just gonna pull lots and lots of turnips.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
I struggle against Peach a bit. Not gonna lie. I'm a little nervous.
You're
But I
here to
think I
hear,
should have
folks. When Mickey gets upset. Flip the VOD.
Then the last...
Quick, I need to get arrested on the way there.
It's really funny. There's like in the last pool we have Chevy and Steel Kangaroo. Chevy, I think, actually is like one of like the players to look out for.
Dude,
Yes,
I
absolutely.
think so too. After his plays in Seattle, that dude has been making...
And beat Malachi at Bigger Balc.
That dude has been making
And he went to
plays.
Game 5, super close against Aiden at Bigger Balc as well. Like, he almost had a super sick tournament.
Dang. Yeah. But there's also a dude on the bottom there named Fizzy, who's also from New Mexico, which he must get really annoyed getting, like, you know, because Fizz Khalifa's still in the same region as him. So, random fact there. Not a fact, but an
We
observation.
got our boy Snowden. In
Oh,
Chevy's
yo,
pool.
is Kenny gonna win?
I saw him
Kenny
play
could win.
Samus today. Could he Samus Ditto Chevy? Let's go, Kenny.
Okay, let's...
Never mind. Go home. Kenny.
Let's maintain the integrity of this podcast here, not like go down that road. But yeah, that's like our Salty Ones 4 coverage. We'll see how they do.
I believe AZPM is streaming it. They did last year.
Okay, so it'll be streamed at AZPM. It's a 2-day event, so day 1 they're going to be doing pools, and then their final bracket, which is 32 people, is going to be done on the second day, Sunday. So we'll see how that goes.
And then otherwise, they also have... Wait, what? Don't they also have a... Melee? Yeah, they got Melee with 81 people.
They also have 64. Oh, no,
They have Smash 4, that's a good 66 people. So that's gonna be... There's like gonna be a lot of people at this event.
That's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so then our next topic is... Oh yeah, we'll be talking about Netplay.
Yeah, so shifting off of
Yeah,
event coverage.
I'll pull up the post. I'll
All right.
just check that.
Sure. So transitioning off of like event topics and talking more about what the community's been talking about recently, something that's been really interesting is Boyko, a TO from the New York, New Jersey area, has come up with the idea of hosting a weekly Netplay tournament for his region. So it's region locked, meaning you have to live within a certain like area of the country, like mainly the New York, New Jersey area, plus maybe like little areas of Connecticut and other areas
like
too.
New England area probably too.
Yeah, so his observation, to sum it up, is that the scene on the East Coast, it's hard to travel to their centralized tournament Nebulous. Just like being able to physically get to the venue is like kind of like annoying, and it's not really easy for a lot of players to do it. So to open up access for the rest of the community, he said that like a lot of the prominent top players also play Netplay, so you'll still have like exposure to that top level of talent, and we'll just sort of have this alternate format of a tournament, which will be free for all players to enter, which I think is also interesting. I want to talk about that. But yeah, like that's like something that's going to be happening. They're going to be able to use it to gather more PR data, like keep their players in better shape, and hopefully like expand their scene too. So I don't know. What do you all think about this idea? It's called Netulous.
Netulous.
Neto. Something.
I guess I'll start off. Like, obviously, it's a great idea. Like, I don't see a reason not to run a weekly Netplay tournament. One, it's free. Two, it just takes a little time. You can play it from home. Like, it's a tournament you can play from home. Like, I'm not sure how much better you can get from that. You get all the experience you need. Like, the main difference is, like, one, like, obviously, you're not playing on a CRT and you're playing online. So there's going to be a little lag whenever you play against people. But, like, when you have good enough connection, it's almost negligible. Like,
and they're also playing on faster PM, which should help reduce like latency to like near identical. Like if you have like the good ping.
Mm-hmm. And which that's why it's region locked. It's so people from like West Coast can't come in and then like
have their terrible connection and just play Bowser. And just
it's like Nino.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the. Where was I could go with this? I think that's pretty much it. All I have to say about that. Like, there's really no reason to not run this. It's like a great idea. Just more experience for people.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's definitely good and it's a step in the right direction in terms of I honestly think there's like if we could get like every major region to have a Netplay tournament, I think that could do a lot for the scene. But I also think that it's coming from a place of our weeklies are shitty and dying. That's like the core thing. And I think my only real concern would be like this is a good solution, but this should not be the only solution.
Not be a replacement for regular tournaments.
Because I do think we were kind of talking about this before the podcast started, but it's definitely a very different experience and community that you make when you're completely based online or on the internet, you know. And a lot of the heart in like Smash events is definitely the like getting to meet people, like going somewhere and then like hanging out afterwards. Like that kind of is what ends up being the thing that really keeps people coming out even when they hate the game. And so there's nothing wrong with like having that play, but I do hope that New York, New Jersey continues to work on figuring out how to make a good weekly happen, because they've been struggling with this for a long time now. This is like not news, I would imagine, to anyone. So I can only hope that they figure out like a good rhythm and location and like find ways to keep people like once you get people playing Netplay, what can you do to like actually make them come out if they are able to do that? So I can only hope that this is a good play, but that they also make other plays that build off of this.
Yeah.
It's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah, I do think that it's like a low-cost solution. Like, as far as resources go, don't need to find a venue. Like, don't even really need to have a stream or anything like that. Like, people, like, all you need is, like, a couple TOs and someone who's, like, willing to, like, run a challenge bracket or Smash GG bracket or whatever it is that we're doing nowadays. So, I do think that it's, like, something that if people are I think it's a really good idea to inspire people that are like across the country. Like maybe you're like in somewhere like, I don't know, I don't want to, I don't know, like Kansas, I guess. Just like somewhere that where like your local scene is maybe too far spread out. I know that I've heard that
the
problem
Midwest.
from a lot of people. Like, oh yeah, I love going to tournaments and stuff, and like in those regions, like Netplay is actually very like more popular in those regions than like obviously in SoCal. I feel like the Netplay scene, like maybe it's like just as big as other regions, but like the in-person scene is just so much more prevalent. We actually ran like a weekly Netplay tournament. Andrew,
It was bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly? Yeah. So Tech Bonus ran that for a little bit.
And that was like all of the West Coast. It was at like Washington. I know Chevy entered those. Some AZ would enter, and just like everyone in between.
Yeah. So I think that like it's really cool to like kind of have that, because I think that Netplay does have its own community as well. A lot of really good players come from Netplay and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like obviously like Flip like comes from Netplay back in the day. Like
Lunchables was on Netplay. Frozen was on Netplay.
Sosa.
John Bad was on Netplay.
Yeah. Like a lot of like good players play that, which I think is like super cool.
And obviously it's like hard in its own way to set up, but I think that like it's a lot easier for people in some ways, because we're all most of the community's nerds.
Yeah.
So obviously at the end of the day,
technical
it's a
barrier.
lot cheaper if you're going off of nothing to get a C or T and a Wii. But if you already have a really good computer, it's like probably a lot easier for you to like hook up to that if you have decent internet and get that going than try to set up PM.
It definitely takes quite a bit to set up Netplay.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
Yeah,
I've played Netplay like once. My computer has it actually. I've just never used it.
Well, you know, I don't know. I'm really excited to see, because there are just so many, like, it may be a different, like, environment on the West Coast and on the East Coast, but here it's like, in order to get anywhere, you need a car. Yes. And there are so many people that want to play, but it's like, I don't have a ride, I don't have the money, I don't have a ride, you know? And I can imagine, like, doing something like this for SoCal, which is something that I'm like, I'm going to be really watching the success of this event to see. If that's something that we can do.
And like there are rewards like for like how well you do on these Netplay tournaments. Like I skimmed the post as you were scrolling down, like being invited to like a round robin kind of thing.
Oh yeah. You talked.
So like it tries to incentivize people, if you do well, come out to like
a real
event and go there.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like I think that the community is gonna get people that you actually wouldn't get going to real to in real life tournaments. So I don't know, something to look out for. And I always really like looking at like new ideas. New York, New Jersey has been trying out a couple to varying degrees of success. Because I think before they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna do an alternate 20 format where it's like explicitly like no PR points are counted.
Oh yeah, they were trying to mix up their Friday tournament, right?
Yeah, something like that. So, I don't know. Like, we'll see how this goes. I really hope that it does really well.
I do think it's going to get a good start, because New York, New Jersey's Netplay scene is insane. Like, they play a lot of Netplay. Like, not even just Smash. They Netplay Mario Party.
Oh, what?
They Netplay Mario Party.
Yeah.
And, like Switch, Gallo, Emu Curl, like, they know, like, all the strats in Mario Party. They've gotten so good at the game.
Oh, my God,
Like,
dude.
what maps, like, what the secret strats on each map is.
Dude.
It's, like, insane.
Okay, so, yeah, like, that's actually super sick. So, like, well,
right?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think that in our scene, like, everyone in SoCal is too stupid to set up Netplay, I think.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. Like, I don't know how to set up Netplay. So it's like, I don't know. Like, it's cool that a lot of their really good guys, because like I'm just imagining if I'm just like a PM person, like I play with like I don't know, like at home or whatever, and I just like keep up on the subreddit, and I'm just some nerd. Like if there's like a tournament I can enter for free, and I can play against all these people that I see on like online or whatever, or like I see them like on VODs, like that would be like a really cool experience. So there's still like a lot of people that are like isolated from going to actual tournaments that still play PM. So that's like making it more accessible is really cool. So yeah, moving on to like our next topic for today, we had a little Tuesday discussion as they've come to be on.
Yeah, it's because I'm streaming TMT and I get really bored.
Yeah, she's streaming a real game as in Melee for Team Oxy.
Hashtag Team Oxy.
Yeah, so walk us through what the post kind of is saying.
So basically I was on Twitter before we started streaming, or before I started streaming the Melee event, and I saw that Boyko had posted something about, round robins and how the general vibe was we should find oh yeah, it was kind of a joking post actually. He just like rambled off a couple things
like things that need to get away. The PM community needs to let go.
Yeah, and one of them listed was like round robin pools, and I looked in the comments and there was actually like a discussion going.
God.
About
like I was at work and like I checked my phone at one point in the day and it was at 42 notifications. I was like, what on earth is going on?
What were they talking about?
Yeah, so basically the gist was just like, yo, top players don't like round robins. And like I was just reading around and I was like I was just curious, like, is that true? Like does anyone like round robins? Because my overall vibe has always just been like, everybody fucking loves round robins. This was news to me. I mean, obviously there's like weenies who are like, but it's like, they're probably the minority. So I like saw the post and I was like, maybe my perception is wrong. Mm-hmm. So I just posted it on Facebook and I was like, yo, chill, not chill. And then I also, like, obviously a discussion started, which was nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the outset, just looking at it, it looks like we're at 105-ish chill versus like 20-ish not chill. So a lot of people think it's pretty chill.
Yeah. I do think the discussion was really interesting though, just because it
got into like
there's aspects of it that I don't think I think there's a lot of good points on both sides.
Yes.
I think.
Like, it's not one-sided.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, whenever, like, Smashers get into, like, arguments like these, like, with this, or, like, stage versus character first kind of thing, like, they either go heavily on one side or heavily on the other. And, like, every negative they see at the other side is, like, that just makes it so shitty. Like, this is unbearable. Why would you do this?
I know.
Kind of thing.
Ruins the integrity.
When it's like, no, like, there are pros to each side, too. It's like, it's not like one's really correct here and one's really bad here. It's like, no, what? They're going to be, like, this close.
They change very little.
It's like, okay, they're really close. Like, one could be, like, a little more fair. It's only, like, a little, though. It's not, like, a huge gap like the arguments you see online make it out to be.
Yeah, I don't know. There was, like, a lot of offshoot discussions as well. Because I think that, like, well, to get to the central, like, idea and the premise of, like, what's going on and being said is we have, on the one hand, like, player fatigue is being taken into account, and something that I felt like was stressed in a lot of the people that were saying, like, oh yeah, like, round robin is, like, kind of frivolous, is that it makes certain, like, results matter less. Because obviously, like, if you do a straight double limb bracket, then you'll get to find out who's the best player.
You lose twice, you're out. It's also like, you lose twice, you're out. Like, with round robin, some players can literally lose 4 times in the tournament
and still make it out, or whatever,
or like still like get pretty far in bracket. Well, no, so it's not get pretty far. Like, it's inconsistent losses. Some people have 4 losses, some people have 3 losses, some people have 2, and obviously, like, the winner could, like, obviously never lose a set. So
yeah, so from one standpoint, it's you have that going on with just, like, inconsistency, and also another point that was brought up was, like, player fatigue, where it's like
top players,
yeah.
They're going to be playing, some can be playing like 15 plus sets in a tournament, which I don't think is that bad over the course of 2 days. Like, you play like 5 sets one day, like
sometimes I play
5 to 7 sets one day, and then play like 5-6 sets on day 2. It's like, I don't think that's that bad. If it's in all one day, I was like, hell no. You're definitely gonna get exhausted from playing that many sets.
I don't know about you, Mickey. Maybe it's because you like Smash so much more than
I
me.
do like Smash.
But sometimes I play one really hard set. I feel like if I just play one set in the day that's really, really hard, I'm just like, oh, come on. I have to play another one?
You're a top player?
Hey,
dude, no wonder it says former best.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I think that yeah, it's like a valid point on certain days, but there are definitely like counterpoints saying like, oh yeah, you know, like, stamina is just part of the skill set required to, like, be good at the game. If you're like what Courtney said, like, you playing one set and you're like a little bitch about it, then maybe you don't deserve to like get first place at this tournament, you know?
I don't know, because I'm just thinking we just had like Big House 7, and that had 1,000 entrants, and it's obviously scaled. You know, it still has like multiple days. They're like 3-day events at this point for most Melee tournaments. But I'm just thinking like the people who make it all the way to the end, they have to play so much Smash over the course of 3 days. Like,
yeah.
And you're like a PM player, and you're like in your 100-man bracket. Like I'm like,
so much.
and I'm like, okay, they're obviously very different scenarios, and I'm all for like we shouldn't compare PM to Melee. But I'm just thinking like if I don't know, like player fatigue is definitely like important. But it's like, come on now, like, you're here to play the game. That's, like, why we're here. I don't understand. I don't know. Like, there's obviously, like, an extent of, like, should be playing, like, 100 sets in a day or whatever. But it's like, I don't know, man. Like, play.
Just play.
I do think that the other side of the argument is definitely very valid in the sense that, and it's something you can just see from the fact that so many people like round robin pools, is it's like
A lot of people like round robin.
A lot of people.
This is also heavily West Coast opinions too,
Yes.
mainly SoCal.
But it's
So you gotta take into account region bias. So like if we ran this poll in say New York, New Jersey, like I think it's gonna be switched the other way.
You really think so?
I don't think so.
I think I could. Say
I think what it is the fact that like 90% of your bracket or that's a total bullshit number, but the majority of your bracket, if you're doing bracket pools, they only get to play 2 sets. And obviously you can edit it, you can make Smash Ladder, you can make certain like extra events outside of the bracket, but like one, those don't feel as good because you already lost, you already feel like you're out of the bracket. And then 2, it's like you traveled all this way. And, like, some events, like, don't even do, like, Smash Ladder and stuff. They just literally only do bracket pools. And it's like, when you're traveling for events and you don't even get to play a good player, you literally go and fight 2 random people when you go home, it's like, you're basically cutting, like, why even travel and pay a lot of money for that kind of experience, you know? Like, I think that kind of mentality of only focusing on, not that, like, that was what was happening in the Twitter discussion, but I think one of the things that could help the PM scene as a whole so much is if TO is really focused on, like, how can I make sure that everybody is having a good time? Because I think it's really easy at this point to say, like, how do I have a top player have a good time? Give them a pop bonus, give them whatever, like, you know, easy pools or some shit. It's like, boom, they're having a decent time if there's enough competition and players there. But for most of the other players, like, mid-level players might have fun because it's like, there's a challenge, maybe they can make it out of pools. But with your lower level players, it's like,
you're pot fillers.
They know they're not doing anything at this tournament. So they're like, some of them will kid themselves, but like a majority of them are going in knowing that they're not going to win a lot. And it's like, how can you encourage them, whether it be at a local or regional or national, how can you make sure that like their experience is more than just losing? Because I think that that's something that's basically happened at a lot of like regions, is like you just have your lower level people keep losing, and especially if they're just losing to the same people every week, it's like, I could be doing something better with my time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think that if you don't do round robin pools, which is like totally valid because obviously brackets can get too big or you don't have enough time, I think it's really important to think about, okay, do I do a Smash Ladder? How do I make sure that the people who went 0-2 aren't just like going home after they go 0-2? Because like I don't think they might not come back.
Yeah.
And that's what kills the scene.
Yeah, I think like the other part of the argument, like the other half of that argument, like with the double limb bracket over round robin in favor of that side, is one, like you got the whole tournament, like you may not be in bracket, but you can be spending all that time playing friendlies with other top players and like actually try to learn from them, ask them questions, ask them like, hey, what do I do in this situation, kind of thing, which like in tournament, like you're not gonna ask those questions during a match because it's tournament. But and then like as Courtney was mentioning earlier, like, with the side events, but also like the cons of feeling like it's not the actual event that we're playing these sets in. And another thing about like with round robin is like it's a lot more inconsistent because of tiebreakers. Like tiebreakers, that's my big turnoff from round robin.
Yeah.
Are tiebreakers.
It can get really jank.
Tiebreakers are fucking bullshit. Like you can have like weird 3-way ties where you beat the first seed, lose one other set, and you still don't make it out of pools. Like that happened to Dump Shiny at Balc's Palace. He beat Filthy Casual, but then lost to Blue Zone and didn't make it out.
Top 3 made it out of pool, so we made it
Oh,
out.
it was a top 3? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. He still got third. He still got third seed in that, though. But if that was top 2, that would
But,
have
like,
been really
fuck the Balc's Palace TOs, am I right?
Yeah, right.
Those fucking idiots.
Which is also why I think you should do top 3 make it out, because of situations like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I think that for the most part, the way I see it is that it's two clashing philosophies going against each other. It's the mentality of what is the fairest thing to do? What is the one that objectively gives the best results? And I think that the answer to that is make it consistent. But at the same time, like when you're throwing a tournament, is your goal to determine who the best player is? Or is your goal when throwing a tournament to have a really fun time for as many people as possible there? Because I think that that's like something that kind of undercuts this entire discussion.
It's obviously not just one or the other. It's like trying to find a balance. Like, which one do I want to have before? How equal do I want that to be? Because you need to imply both. So
Yeah, I just think that when people like take sides on a debate like this, they come from a perspective.
Yes.
And I think that that perspective is either rooted centrally on what's fair is fair, or what's fun is fun. You know, like it's very clear. Like if I'm talking from a fun perspective, like bracket pools are very clearly less fun.
Yes.
And like, if I'm talking from like a is he like the 7th best or the 8th best or the 9th, like then obviously like doing round robins is like kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? Like it just depends on where you come from. But I think that where the PM community is that I would argue that we are in a spot where it's more important for more people to be having a lot of fun. Just because like I don't think that push and pull really comes into play until you reach nationals that are like big house level, where it's like 1,500
Yeah, you
people.
can't have round robins.
Yeah, and it's like I'm like a guy that went 0-2 in a bracket, and I'm having a blast at the big house.
Yeah,
because like
such a big scale.
there's so much stuff to do outside of the tournament. When you're like even like let's say like Salty Wands, right? Salty Wands like 100-something people. That's like a decently sized PM regional, right? It's like regionals will probably get something around like 70-ish or something like that. So even though it's really big, I go 0-2 at like a 100-man bracket. I feel like that's less exciting, obviously, than like being at the big house. So like you can't like that like worst case scenario fun is like way lower when you have like numbers that are like not comparable to something that's absurd, like what Melee and Smash 4 get sometimes. So I just think that like it works on two levels. What do you value in a tournament, and is what you value what the community needs, you know?
Yeah, because it's a bit of a stretch to sit here and say having the community overall pick round robin pools or bracket pools like determines the tone of the community, but I do think it kind of speaks to a greater sense of like what kind of community we are building, you know?
Towards.
Yeah, like, are we, and I really liked Nick's comment, I don't remember what it was, but basically he was kind of pushing the idea that it's, like, kind of the fun aspect, too, and obviously we're biased, because, like, a lot of we've thought a lot about, like, I mean, we'll talk about the Arcadian pretty quickly here, but, like, I think that, obviously there has to be a balance, but I do think that, like, if all you're really doing is worrying about, like, a top player's experience, like, you're only building a tournament for the top players, then you're probably only going to get to keep, like, the top 8 players. Yeah, and that, like, doesn't necessarily build the most sustainable scene. But, yeah. Any more thoughts on this before we wrap things up?
A lot of people like talking about rules.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people like bitching about
oh, my
Yeah,
God.
they love bitching about rules.
I get annoyed with some of these discussions
Actually,
much.
I'll bring that up in a sec. But yes, we are moving on into
Future
the events coming on up. And we are biased, and we're going to talk about...
Which we are.
6?
We technically started with that, too.
Yeah. Here we go. But yeah, so we're going to be hosting...
The return of SoCal PM.
Yeah, kind of, actually. I mean, we can't give away too many details, but this is definitely going to be a really good kickstart to getting our scene thriving again. And there are, like... so many levels to this. Not only do we have a $100 pop bonus, not only do we have like costumes and tons of Halloween nonsense.
We have a PR cruise.
Yeah, we have PR cruise.
Ooh, I'm ready for that.
And whoever wins this just gets to be on the SoCal PR.
First time ever.
That's gonna be so sick.
I think that it's really cool because like like whoever it is that's that person definitely doesn't have a Smash Wiki article right now.
You know.
They're gonna get one
Oh my
creator,
god, that's already has 40
one
people.
number 14 on the SoCal PR because he won an Arcadian.
Yes,
Just
and
said
you know
that on
that's
Smash
like a
Wiki.
little Smash factoid. That's like a hard Smash Jeopardy question. So you know that's going on the Smash Wiki. I'm gonna put it in there myself. So like, not only are you gonna have like, it sucks because like, and I feel like there are players like Nation where it's like he's on the PR, but like sometimes on the Smash Wiki, I don't know if any of you have been on the Smash Wiki, but like some of their names are red, which means that they like there's a link, but it links to an article that doesn't exist, and it feels really good when your name goes from red to like blue, and, it's like, and then very quickly to purple as you click the link. So like I don't know, it'll be cool. Like and that's just gonna be on the Smash Wiki until I guess the internet explodes or whatever. So.
Or until Smash Wiki try to ban PM again.
Yeah, or whoever it is that wins the Arcadian just gets on the PR next season. You know, just stay there, build your resume. But it starts somewhere.
But yeah, we already have 40 people signed up for this, and we are having registration at the door. Historically, events hit 100 for SoCal Arcadians.
Oh yeah.
So I have no doubt that we'll probably get pretty
Except
pretty
the
close,
last one.
if not go over that.
Yeah.
And then we are also gonna be doing our best to. We like didn't even realize like no shit, this event's at a college. We're gonna try to push really hard to get like random people to show up from the college and just
First
be, like,
semester, people are excited to meet new people at a college.
Yeah. So it's we're excited. We're excited. In the We Live in venue, I'm gonna be streaming it. It's probably gonna be really nuts. I'm really excited for the PR like cruise.
Bro, Cal's gonna come wreak havoc.
Yeah, I think that the format's kind of fun.
Yeah, I really like that the PR players have one stock. So basically, the format is each crew has 4 people. You have 1 PR head member and then 3 non-PR people. The PR person only has 1 stock, which I think is going to be super sick.
You guys are strategizing when to put in the PR player because he only has that one
It's
stock.
gonna be really stressful. I'm just gonna lose my 1 stock to DJ 1, and then just take a fat 0. That's what's gonna happen to my crew, and I am not looking forward to it. But I have it assembled.
Yeah.
Like, what
Cogs
crews
are
do we
coming.
have so far? Like, for example, my crew is myself, Shmufi, who's a basically Spacey and Falcon player in PM, and Tilt, who plays Fox now in PM, not Falco anymore, and then Cage, who's probably going to be playing DDD, but he could play Ganon, because he mains Ganon, but from what he told me, he's going to be mainly playing DDD.
Yeah, so I mean, like that's I don't know. I have my own crew. I got like little kids on my crew,
Little kids.
which is pretty cool.
He's going to be a soccer coach.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah, you have Pop Magoo, right?
I have the return of Pop Magoo. Watch. But yeah, like, I think right now we have like something between like 6 to 8 confirmed crews, which is like super cool, and hopefully more as more PR players.
Yeah, I
start
mean,
hustling.
this isn't until like the last weekend of October, so we still have a good 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we still have like half a month until this event happens.
All right.
So.
All right. Enough of us.
Yes.
Let's talk about NorCal's thing.
Super
Ooh,
exciting.
I'm excited for this one.
Also, they have 47 attendees.
Oh, spooky.
But yeah, who wants to talk about fair rounds? Who wants to talk about the lore?
All
I mean,
right,
we've gone over this a
I
couple
guess I'll go.
times.
So, to basically put like NorCal's scene, like they haven't hosted a really big tournament, like a really big like national, like big regional / national scale since Final Boss of 2016. When that was
January.
a really good, in January of 2016.
It's been almost 2
And
years.
that's basically what kickstarted like the new era of PM2, because that was just right after the development team just disbanded. PM wasn't gonna be made anymore, and then we come out with this event. We had Junebug, Sosa, Thunders. The start of Thunders is big
Rise.
I was like trying to not say rain so bad.
Yeah, just said it anyway.
But then since then they haven't really hosted a big one. Like they've been growing locally. They have like one of the
NorCal's gotten really good.
like they have players like the Doctor, Boring Man, Thunders, Matast, Ivane,
Sugidai.
So yeah, like they're all like pretty good. Like Pikmon, well, he changed his tag to Peter the Cheater for some reason. Still don't agree with that one. But Pikmon is now Peter the Cheater. Let it be known.
Strong Bad is in NorCal now, so they got to steal.
He doesn't really play anymore.
they're flying out Malachi and Fuzz to this event.
I know a lot of SoCal people are already registered, and by a lot I mean at least us two.
Yes.
Me and Mickey.
How are you guys
to be honest, I don't
there?
think anybody has.
I am taking a separate car from Vicky,
Fair enough.
but I will be there.
Most likely, yeah.
I'm also not taking the Greyhound again.
Yeah, never again. That was an awful. Jason almost saved BroCal. That was a very heroic.
I almost
attempt.
got left at the bus station.
Trying to save Broken.
Literally, I told. Okay, so for final boss, I took a bunch of people onto a bus, and then I told them I need to go to the bathroom. Please stay here while I go to the bathroom. And then I'm in the bathroom, and then Nate texts me. He's like, they're leaving right now. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, no, like he's like actually like, oh god, he's like pulling out of the parking lot. You have to go. And I'm like, oh Jesus. So as the bus is making its left turn out of the parking lot, I like run up to the side and bang on the window. And he's like, oh, all right. He just lets me on. It's cool. He doesn't even talk to me.
Doesn't say anything.
Meanwhile, while that was happening, BroCal is like, because we got kicked off our original bus because we were going from Santa Ana to LA and then go from LA to San Jose. We got kicked off our bus in Santa Ana because they overbooked the bus.
That's perfect.
We get on and they're like, there are no more seats. You're going to have to take another bus. We're like, oh god, how is this going to work out?
Turns out it's not going to work out. And you're going to stay at the...
Sorry, we're in Anaheim. So in order for us to somehow make it to LA, we had to take a bus from Anaheim to Santa Ana, and then from Santa Ana to LA. And we almost made it. As we were pulling in, their bus was taking off. Like, we were just driving right behind them. We're like, no.
I saw Schroofy from the window.
It's there, right there. And we missed it.
Yeah.
So we had to wait like 5 hours at the bus station. Luckily, we had a setup. I had my seat. I brought my CRT.
Setup on the Greyhound? What the hell? All right.
Because I brought it to NorCal, and like we just played in the bus station. It was so funny.
Well, we'll see what's going to happen at Fair and Balance, which is going to be a one-day event, November 18th.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It'll be cool to be in NorCal again. It's been a while.
It's definitely been a hot minute.
Yeah, so
Nick the Greek. I'm actually from NorCal, fun fact, zesty fact. I actually didn't even know about this place until I went to, it might have been Final Boss, but basically Adrian, Nick, and I all really love this amazing Greek place in San Jose, which is pretty close to where the event is. And they have such good food. Oh man, we like Adrian and I will go for Genesis, and we will like sometimes go. Like Adrian has gone twice in one day to that place. So yeah, get excited. Get excited, kids.
All right. Anything else from us? Or are we?
I'm feeling pretty decent. Anything else from you, Miko?
I'm going to Neo Tesla City the weekend before this one.
Mickey,
the one I got.
If you had to guess what you're gonna place this weekend, what do you think you're gonna place at Salty Juan's?
See,
if you just pick a number,
the meme pick is 4th to repeat last year.
That'd be pretty wacky if you got 4th.
That'd be so good.
That'd be really good at this one because it's way more top heavy stacked. Like there were more entrants last year, but they weren't nearly as good players. Because we have 3 top 8 players in Flip, Thunder's Kite, Flip, Thunder, Sosa.
Yup.
Like,
Mickey, pick a number. What are you placing this weekend?
I'm gonna go 7th. I'm gonna play 7th.
Okay.
All right.
And with that,
if you were to pick a placing
for Mickey,
for how you will
how
place
I probably
in doubles with Nina.
We would have probably won it. I mean,
would have.
Nina's not going anymore because of the fires.
Nina's not going anymore.
Wow.
But yeah, no, we were definitely.
Yeah, California got hit with a lot of fires.
Yeah,
it was not pretty.
Okay, so I revoked that question, and I am sorry for your loss.
Yeah, no, we were gonna make sweet doubles money, but somebody set Nino's house on fire, so it was kind of bullshit.
All right. So with that, we're off.
I gotta put this on YouTube
Later.